Welcome to the Twatface podcast. That's the world according to football and cheese experts. Evening, Phil.
Evening, Mike. It's all over.
It's done and dusted.
And I'm a bit sad about it. I'm missing it. I've got a World Cup shaped piece missing from my life.
Yeah, that Gardner's world just won't fill.
Fucking Monty Don.
Oh, well, whatever takes your fancy.
Mike, what are you drinking?
I'm on the wagon tonight. I'm not drinking anything. My wife and daughter have been down on a day trip to London, so I've got to go and pick them up from the station later. So I am on the water tonight, 100% proof. What about you, Phil? Are you taking a tipple?
I'm basically on water. I've got a Budweiser, the king of beers, apparently.
Well, if that's the king of beers, I would hate to see the genetics of that royal family.
My goodness. Right then, Mike. No time for dilly-dallying. We've got a lot to talk about today. The World Cup is over, and we haven't recorded since the semi-finals, so lots to talk about.
Lots and lots.
Well, we asked for England against Argentina on the biggest stage, and football in its infinite wisdom decided to give us exactly that. Not content with 40 years of baggage, endless documentaries, Diego Maradona, David Beckham, Michael Owen, Diego Simeone, and every newspaper headline you've ever rolled your eyes at, these two nations somehow found themselves sharing another World Cup semi-final. And because football enjoys a bit of theatre, the match began in the only sensible way possible. England took the lead. For a while, it felt like history might just take a different turn. Then Lionel Messi reminded everyone why he's Lionel Messi. Argentina found another gear, and England's dream of another World Cup final slipped away. And it hurt, Mike. Always does. But before we put this tournament to bed, let's get a bit of atmosphere. Key was in the stadium, and we got some of that atmosphere. So there is a bit of atmosphere from Key. Summing up the game for us is Ian Hoyle.
Hi guys, Ian from KSS United. Sorry I missed the last one, I was a little bit preoccupied. But let's talk about this last game, shall we? We played and battled pretty well in the first half and 10 minutes of the second half. But why? Why do we sit back? Why did we not go on the attack, go for that second goal, get Rashford on, get Saka on? Like, if Kane's tired, chuck Tony or Watkins on, affect the game. Seriously. Why are you sitting back, putting five at the back because they're coming at us and putting in crosses? Why don't we give them something to think about instead of worrying about what they're doing? Meant to have all the attacking ability in the world, and the last couple of games we've scraped through. I'm not surprised that we lost. I didn't have any expectations on this World Cup, to be fair, so I'm not overly invested or disappointed. But why do the managers always do it? Answer me that. Why do they go so defensive after going a goal up? Gone are the days of like smash, grab, see you later, out the door, out of sight, through to the next round. No one's got the bottle anymore. And I don't think I'll see a World Cup lift in my lifetime. I can only hope that our children see it in their future.
And Mike, you're in Barcelona for that one, I believe.
I was sat in the bar in a hotel in Barcelona, and I had a group of English fans over on the far side of the bar, well away from us, and then the rest of them were Spanish fans with a decidedly South American bias to them. So yeah, that was entertaining. All good fun. When that goal went in from Gordon, I mean, you find yourself suddenly hoping that there could be something. And Ian was exactly right. You know, we played it wrong by putting on so much defence. But if we'd have put on loads of attack and then conceded 3 as a result and still lost, the manager's never going to win, is he? He's never going to be right unless he wins. So, it's easy to pick holes in someone once they've lost. And it's a shame.
Against Mexico, didn't he? We had to go defensive, going down to 10 men, and it worked for him. So he possibly that swayed him this time.
Maybe, but it wasn't the right. It didn't have the right feel to the game at that point. And it was a shame because we had so much there, and I think we would have stood a really good chance against Spain. I think we would have given them a run for their money. So anyway, that's water under the bridge now, unfortunately.
It is so disappointing, but England still had one final job to do. A third place playoff against France. One last chance to end the tournament on a high and come home with a medal. Here's Nikolai's thoughts on England's World Cup.
Right, lads, talking about England here. This is Nikolai. The game against Norway was, I think, really, it was a hard one. I don't think we looked particularly good. Norway made it hard for us, and I think we made it hard for ourselves as well. We just didn't really have a lot of fluidity. It was all just, I don't know, it was just hard. Not a great game. I do think the longer it went on, you could see, I think Norway were starting to struggle towards the end a little bit. But still, man, they really played a decent game. We got the sort of non-pass to Haaland, especially. Stones did really well to cut off that angle, and it just made him panic a little bit, and it was just enough. I don't know about you lads, but I saw nothing about this whole wire business. I didn't see an ounce of that. Like, I've looked on replays and I don't see it, so I think that's just rubbish. Gordon's assist to that first goal was amazing, like proper good. And man, Bellingham coming up just right when we needed him. The Argentina game, heartbreak, just utter heartbreak. I'm still annoyed about that first half. The ref, I don't know, man. Like the ref, what was the ref even on the field? Did he see anything? Like, it's just ridiculous what they got away with. It's really hard to speak well of that game because, like, that was so terrible in the first half. And when we got the goal, I was immediately worried, that we might face an onslaught, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. It was just, we had no composure, and I think it started even before all of the substitutes. I know a lot has been made of the defensive substitutes, and I do think he got it wrong. I think taking Rice off was, I don't know. I don't know if he was injured. Also, not playing Saka was, I think, weird. It's just frustrating. It's really frustrating. And as soon as that first goal went in, I thought that was it. We're not gonna get back. We couldn't keep the ball. We had no composure, and like our press was terrible as well throughout the game. In fact, I thought our press was pretty horrific. They just played through it quite easily. Obviously, I don't want to sound too mean on here, but I can't say that I like the Argentinian team whatsoever. Pretty horrible team, and I'm very glad what happened in the actual final. The game against France was weirdest game ever. Very fun somehow. Maybe slightly because we won. Very funny to watch us go 4-0 up and then France substitute on, more of their A team. And again, Tuchel just didn't respond. It was a bit weird until they got a bit too close for comfort, and finally, Bellingham put on. Also, Bellingham, man, that goal at the end, I've rewatched it a fair few times, and I thought he was going to mess it up a few times. And yeah, great goal. And you know what? I can't say I really care about the whole third place thing, but it was nice to sort of cap it off with a win, and it was a fun game. Even though it was weird, it was bonkers, but it was sort of a fun game, and it was a nice way to end after the bitter taste that the Argentina game left. So that's it. That's me done. Thanks, folks.
And that's that. England's World Cup comes to an end with a bronze medal, a semi-final appearance, and plenty of memories. There were moments of brilliance, panic, late nights for me and Mike, and enough added time to last a lifetime. Mike, once the dust settles, how will this England team be remembered? And with another major tournament just around the corner, is this a team that's improving, or was this a missed opportunity?
I think it very much was a missed opportunity, but there is still space. It's amazing, actually, when you look at the France game and we didn't play Kane. And Kane, let's be honest, has been a talismanic striker, pulling one out of the bag whenever we've needed it and producing some absolute miracles. But when he wasn't playing, we were still scoring goals, and plenty of them. So we weren't relying on someone. We were being forced to create, and create we did. And sure, it might not have been the best of the best of the best of France, but France did go into this tournament as clear favourites. They had the best squad going into this, and they were expected to go right through to the finals. So to see them knocked out by Spain in the semis, then face us, and then lose to us, I mean, you can't take it away from the squad, from the England squad, that they actually did pull out a good result there in third place. And there are going to be people who say, oh, yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it does. That was our highest finish in a World Cup tournament since 1966. If we'd have come fourth, we'd have equalled something that we did, what was it, 1982? 1990, there you go. Precisely. So we've done something better than we've done in the last 60 years by winning that game. So, yeah, it does mean something. And to end it on a win feels good. And it's such an entertaining win as well. I just watched that match beginning to end with a massive smile on my face. Okay, 4-0 up in the first half. Yeah, you're going to smile. But watching
that
our
first Declan Rice goal, that was so good. It looked like a training ground, didn't it?
Yeah, so classy as well. But yeah, that's the beauty of it as well, because it gave our guys an opportunity to show that they've got raw talent. And I think we've got further to go. I think we can do more. So I'm looking forward to the Euros competition in 2 years, because I think we've got a good chance with it.
I've always got hope with England, and they always manage to hurt me, Mike.
Such is the life of a Sheffield Wednesday supporter.
Oh, yes. So from one set of supporters to another, one of the real joys of this tournament has been hearing how football looks through different eyes. Different countries, different cultures, same emotions though, isn't it, Mike? A few people captured that better than Carla. We've heard from her a few times, and we're going to hear from her again now.
I thought I'd record one last World Cup audio, and this time I'll keep it short, if that's even possible. Okay, my favorite things from the World Cup, in no particular order. First, the incredible atmosphere. Nothing compares to it. Second, the unforgettable players and goalkeepers like Haaland, Kane, Bellingham, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Unai Simon, and my favorite, Bosnia. Third, all the VAR drama. We complained, we argued, but it made every match even more memorable. Fourth, watching fans from different countries unite to support teams like Cabo Verde or against Argentina. That was football at its best. And finally, the amazing people I met, both in person and online. And one thing became crystal clear: Mexico has the coolest fans in the world. Thanks for listening. Adios.
Can't argue with that last sentiment, can you?
No, brilliant. I mean, it's been really fun for us, hasn't it, Mike? We've met new people along this way as well, Carlo being one of them. So definitely echo those thoughts.
Yeah, not just Mexico as well, though, but the Norwegian fans what the Scottish fans did about spreading international culture all around the US. A lot of this has been about the fans and how good they are. So yeah, one or two minor incidents that quickly get forgotten about, but some lasting memories from it thanks to the fans.
One of the greatest things about a World Cup is everyone comes away with a different favourite moment. So for some, it's the champions, others it's giant killing or a penalty shootout. Well, Ivan's been watching from the United States, and his tournament highlights might not be the ones that you're expecting. So here's Ivan.
So my favorite moment of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, it's not really a moment, but Cabo Verde's entire run, including their dramatic round of 32 match against Argentina. Since I already mentioned Cabo Verde, I'll go a little different for the biggest surprise. Probably had to be Paraguay knocking out Germany on penalties. The best atmosphere, of course, was the Estadio Azteca. All 5 of Mexico's matches at the Azteca were incredible atmospheres, including the game against England. And lastly, the best player of the tournament, it could belong to any of Spain's goalkeeper, Rodri, or back line, but I'll give it to Pau Cubarsí at the heart of that defense.
And that's what makes these tournaments so special, isn't it, Mike? What about you when people ask you about World Cup 2026 in a few years? What do you think first thing you'll be thinking of?
Most standout moment are you talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, quite apart from Curacao getting that goal against Germany in the group stages.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that. That feels so long ago.
Yeah, a place smaller than the Isle of Wight or the Isle of Man or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And they scored against Germany. Okay, they lost it 6-7-1, whatever it was, but they scored against Germany. So, that's one of the things. For me personally, I would say the Jed Spence tackle that broke up an Argentinian attack. And he didn't just make an inch perfect tackle, but then he got up and celebrated like he scored a goal. Because let's be honest, those sort of tackles save goals. And you can score as many as you like, but if you're going to let in just as many, you're not going to win the game. And those sort of tackles help you win games. Okay, we didn't win that game, but the point was there. So
DJ Spence, as he's been nicknamed in my house.
DJ Spence just literally making that inch perfect tackle, then getting up and celebrating it, and that's beautiful. I've started following him now on social media, and his uncle.
And his uncle.
Yeah, his uncle started sending out messages about it, and it's like, yeah, I'm following you, sunshine. I want to know more.
Well, that leads us on to the next voice note nicely. One thing about this tournament, it's reminded us that football is constantly finding new supporters. Sometimes it isn't the team you support that hooks you, it's a player, a personality, someone who makes you want to watch the next game. So here's Holly with the story of how 2 players completely changed her World Cup.
Hi, I'm Holly. I've absolutely loved watching the 2026 World Cup. I've got so many favourite moments. I absolutely loved watching Croatia. I've been supporting them since I got them in a sweepstake in 2018. I absolutely loved seeing Luka Modric play again, and it's such a shame that they weren't in it for longer. I think the Norway fans were absolutely amazing, and I loved seeing the iconic Viking row and seeing the whole world unite over how much we love Haaland. For the England team, I was really, really impressed by Anthony Gordon, and his goal against Argentina was one of my favourite moments of the World Cup. Most of all, I was really, really impressed by Jude Bellingham, and I can't wait to watch him in Real Madrid, starting on the 1st of August. I've downloaded the Jude app, I've got Jude books, and I've even got Jude playing cards, and I made a mini crochet version of him. I'm really going to miss the World Cup, and just how much everyone enjoyed watching it. Thank you!
So sometimes we spend so much time worrying about the future of football, and then someone discovers the game through Jude Bellingham or Erling Haaland. Have you watched any of Haaland's YouTube videos, Mike?
Oh, I mean, I've been neck deep in the memes that have been going round about him. But hang on a second, I just want to clarify one little point there from Holly. A crocheted Jude Bellingham.
Yes, it's been on our story actually on the old Instagram, but yeah, we'll definitely share that out again. And the Jude Bellingham app, Mike.
Yeah, who knew?
Just you be that famous, you don't need your Instagram anymore. You've got your own app. It's brilliant. The World Cup inspiring the next generation to fall in love with football, one player at a time. We'll hop on to Belgium again. From England to Belgium, it was another tournament full of expectation, frustration, and just enough quality to keep the hope alive for them. Here's Nikolai with his Belgian verdict.
All right, lads, it's Nikolai here, talking about Belgium. Obviously, quarterfinal against Spain, a rough game. I mean, it was not rough. It was a good game, but just before the game started, I heard that Tielemans was out, and we'd already lost Onana as well in the game against the US. So that was quite rough news, I thought. Tielemans had, been playing really, really well. And then during the match, we also lost Courtois, and I think that was just one step too many. Obviously, then conceded a goal late on as well. But you know what? I think we played all right in the game, and I do think out of all the teams, I think we gave them the biggest problem, and I do think Belgium played really, really well in the game, considering we were down. And I think they looked quite shell-shocked when they actually got scored against. Like, they really weren't expecting it. But like, in the end, it was just too much. And it's sort of bittersweet. We did really well, but I just couldn't get over those injuries. I think that was just a bridge too far, and it's a shame. It's a shame, because that is the definitive end now of that golden generation.
Every nation seems to leave a World Cup asking the same question, Mike. What if Belgium have had another interesting tournament? Do you think that's it for Belgium for now?
I think when we think about Belgium and the quality that they've got, because we know these players, we've heard about them, and we see them play in the Premier League week in, week out. But we also forget that Belgium gave the world Herve cheese, which is their only protected designation of origin cheese, and it's a pungent washed rind cow's milk cheese from the Pays de Herve that comes in either a doux, mild, or piquant sharp version. So it's not just about the football, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Belgium. They've also got their cheese.
Their 2-1 defeat to Spain obviously meant they lost to the world champions, and I can't get over the cheese facts.
Hey, we are the world according to football and cheese experts. I think we've been under-repping our cheese knowledge over the years, so we need to sort of rebalancing that.
And now World Cup goodbye to Courtois, Lukaku, De Bruyne and Witsel. The saddest thing is we'll never know what their World Cup winning cheese is.
No. But again, they've got a lot of young talent coming through as well, so come back stronger.
Are we talking about cheese or football?
Oh, we're talking about both.
And finally, the World Cup final. Spain champions, Donald Trump handing over a trophy, a post-match brawl that probably kept FIFA's disciplinary committee busy all week. Lionel Messi barely getting a kick for what felt like 2 hours. A red card, no shots on target in normal time for Argentina. But this tournament was always about more than one match. Here's Lexi, who took in Norway versus Iraq and France versus Morocco in Boston. Here she is with her memories of an unforgettable World Cup.
I had the opportunity to go to 2 matches at Boston Stadium. The Iraq-Norway game, which I previously shared some information about on the podcast, and I actually also got the opportunity to go to the Morocco-France quarterfinal, which was unbelievable. I love the energy that the World Cup brought to our country, especially in a time where things have been so politically charged, very heavy. The ability to not necessarily put it aside, because it's always kind of at the forefront of our minds, but the ability to kind of let that not take center stage and focus on the good of this tournament and what it brought to our country was truly just incredible. I really hope that this energy stays going with our local soccer teams. I know a lot of people are wanting to get involved in watching Premier League teams, but I'm really hoping we get some more local support. My favorite player of the tournament definitely was Haaland. It was so cool to watch him play live, and just the overall atmosphere of this tournament was absolutely incredible. Big thank you to everybody who came to enjoy the love of the game with us in our country and in Canada and Mexico. I hope that we can do this all over again in 5 years when the Women's World Cup comes to the U.S. And until then, we've got MLS back up and running, and WSL's back up and running, and all sorts of other European leagues are going to be starting up soon, so super exciting. Yeah, thank you so much for letting me share my thoughts throughout the Cup as well.
What a lovely way to finish. Different stadiums, different countries, and different supporters. That's what we've really tried to do here throughout this series, hear the World Cup through the eyes of people who lived it over there. Mike, before we finally put this tournament to bed and this series of a podcast, what's the one memory you'll still be talking about when World Cup 2030 comes around?
Whoa. I mean, what might have been, but also we came third. So we've got to beat that next time round. Better than third, you've either got to be second or first. So next time round, looking for the final. I'm looking for a good, clean game, and may the best team win.
Touch wood. Touching wood. Oh, Mike, I don't know if I can go through all this again. I can't go through it all again to lose the final.
Technically, from our point of view, it's only been 1 year of hurt because our women's team won the European trophy last year. So, yeah, we just really want the men's team to actually get their thumbs out of their asses and get some results, don't we?
Yeah, we need them to reach the women's standards. But this podcast may be back next year to cover the Women's World Cup. So
maybe so. Watch this space.
And on that note, thank you everyone for listening and joining in, and your correspondence, your likes, your shares, your voice notes have made the episodes. We wouldn't have a podcast without you.
Absolutely. And it's been brilliant just to see how far the reach has actually managed to get in such a short period of time. That's the power of the game.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, not goodbye, see you later, as they say. So we'll see you next year for a different tournament, eh?
Adieu and au revoir. Till we meet again.
That too. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.